What's up, YouTube? It is pregnant Migraine Jen. Hi, baby girl. And that's my new cabinet. I'm here today to tell you about Buddy's Service Dog Gear haul. I like to come on here with migraines because there's this big stigma about migraines being a really bad headache, and we all see those pictures of people laying with ice pack on their eyes and they can't see the sound or the light, but that's not always how it is. Sometimes you just go into this really weird, like, dissociative and confused state. So, double meaning video, a little bit of migraine awareness stuff, but also I'm going to show you all of Buddy's gear. Service dog gear haul, that's what these videos are always called. You've met Migraine Jen a couple of times before. You know that I'm not the brightest light bulb in light bulb town. I'm not the sharpest. There's a saying. Someone tell me a saying. I forgot what I was saying. I can get through this, no problem. My desk is messy, don't judge me. If I look refreshed, it's because I am, or it's because of the pineapple cup, but in this case it's both, because I just took a break for like an hour and a half, because that 4.5 minutes of filming really worked up an appetite. But I'm back. Let's get to Buddy's service dog gear. I'm feeling quite a bit better, so hopefully this won't come out too poorly. I really just don't have that much gear for Buddy. I mean, bare basics. I don't feel like we need a bunch of gear. He needs something that works, and so that's what we have. Oh my gosh, I'm so out of breath. Another thing is you'll notice that Buddy's gear, I kept it very professional, very clean looking. There are some teams that like to do themes for their gear. They'll have like Disneyland themes or like movies or TV shows that the handler really likes, and I totally get why people do that. I think it's really cute, and like I'm all for it if you want to do it, but for me, I wanted Buddy to look really professional when he's out. Where was I, Buddy? I'll check my notes. Oh, yeah, I was talking about themed gear. So, basically, oh man. For if you have your own gear. Oh, I put it right here on my notes. Okay, so really the biggest reason that I wanted Buddy to have professional looking gear is that I didn't want people to accuse me of having a fake service dog or accuse me of not being disabled just because in between episodes I come off as very normal, even though I'm basically always symptomatic. I thought that keeping Buddy in professional gear would help with the general public perception of him. Check that off my list. Doing pretty good here, Buddy, huh? Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the gear, and then obviously I'm going to have Buddy put it on. He loves it. Buddy's first vest ever was this one from Amazon. This is like your super basic starter vest. I feel like so many handlers end up with it. Oh, look who woke up. It was only like 20 bucks or something at the time that I bought it. I'll definitely link all this below, by the way. And I didn't want to make a big investment at that point because I wanted to make sure that the whole service dog thing was going to work out for us. So yeah, this is his first vest. This goes across the front of his chest, and then you buckle this up under his armpits. I decided to get the one that says "Do Not Pet" because I thought people would read it, and I was wrong. This is later Migraine Jen, and I don't know if I said this, so I want to say it again. First of all, it's by Doggy Styles. Of all of the things for me to forget to tell you, that's freaking hilarious. It's actually like super good quality. I was really impressed with it when I got it, and it's super easy to use. It's like really robust. It's got a really heavy duty clip thing with like freaking, it locks and stuff. The reflector in the front, I think the words even reflect too. The only thing is that they're rubbing off really fast already. Point is, really high quality vest. Like, I was really happy with it. Buddy's tall enough that I was able to like use the handle a little bit for counterbalance, and it made me realize that I would really enjoy having a handle here for counterbalance, like just a soft one. So when I got Buddy's custom harness made, I got one with a counterbalance. Wow, this is out of order. Part of the other reason that I switched to a new harness for him was because I wanted to get it more official looking, because since this one is so easy to get and it's so cheap on such a popular website, it's the one that's most likely to be used by fakes. That was my general feeling, and I've seen some other handlers say that too. Anyway, yeah, once he started doing really well as a service dog, I went ahead and invested in his custom harness. Here is Buddy's custom made harness. I freaking love it. I'm hoping that it's a lot more comfortable for him, and I heard that if you're doing mobility, that the Y front is a little bit better for the dog to be able to have their more natural gait. So I think it's good for him. The material is a lot more flexible and soft. It's fleece lined. Shoot. Come on, Migraine Jen. This one, it ends up saying service dog up his shoulders. This piece goes down the front of him and his little arm goes in there. It's a big arm. I was just kidding. It's a big arm. It goes in there, and then this buckles around his girth. This would be a lot easier if I had a dog to put in it. This would be a lot easier if I had a dog to put in it. And then this handle is super soft. All I can do is pull on it a tiny bit, and that's really just for like really quick balance checks. And I'm gonna get a patch one day, probably, to put across this, but I just haven't yet because it's the Rona, so we're not really going out very much anyway, are we? Oh, also I feel like it's a little bit better for when it's hot, because before, when it was hot, all I would do is put a bandana on him. And the bandana is really great, but I feel like it's harder for him to remember to stay focused if we're like out where it's hot, which is usually like hikes, high distraction environments. So when he's in a vest, to constantly remind him, I think that works a little bit better than the harness when, like, you know, when it's distracting. And there are little chipmunks all over Zion, remember? Oh, what were they? Were they fat squirrels? Do you remember the fat squirrels at Zion? So this is better for him because he runs really hot. And then most of the time when I take Buddy out to work, it's a place like the grocery store and it's air conditioned. So I wanted to add more signs and stuff to Buddy, but have it sort of be optional. So I got this cape made. Did I tell you where these are even from? These are from Etsy. The shop was Sunny Paws Gear. And because they're custom, I got to choose all the fabrics and the colors and all of that. I had to work with the shop owner a lot, and it was freaking awesome. I had a really good time designing these. This was red with the plaid color is called the red black plaid, and of course white embroidery, because I wanted that to stand out a lot. So I got this cape to try to make it so that people would pet him less. The side says cardiac alert, do not distract dog or handler. I wanted it really quick and brief, and even though I don't like that I'm choosing to disclose it sort of exactly what my disability is to the public, like the biggest problem in the store is that I'll faint, and okay. The biggest problem is I'll faint, and that's from tachycardia usually. Anyway, this makes people a lot less likely to be like, you don't look disabled. I'm hoping that I can be like, well, he's for a heart thing. The top has a stop sign. No talk, no photos, no look, no touch. I don't think anybody really sees this because we walk by pretty fast, but people who are next to us for a long time, I think it's better that they see that immediately. And having a bunch of no's on the top maybe feels assertive. And it also has zippers, so I've got extra poop bags in here, and someday if I ever order ADA cards, which I've considered but I'm not sure if I will be able to put those in there too. And I also want to get an emergency card to, okay, let me think, where was I? Cape has words, oh man. I think it would be a really good idea to put an emergency card in there with like my name and my husband's name and who to call if I'm down and like that kind of stuff. Yeah, just like contact information for people who are close to me. Let me see if I remembered all the things. That's a pen, Buddy. I have these shoes for Buddy for like if it's too hot, but honestly usually we use it on a hike, and you can tell it still has like caked on Utah residue But yeah, he has these shoes just in case the sidewalk's too hot. Usually that's on hikes. If he's on a hike, sometimes I have him wear his backpack. His backpack's really cute. I make him carry his own shoes, so we just put 2 in each side. And then he can also carry his collapsibles, which I didn't bring, but they're little bowls that fold in flat like an accordion. He can hold that and a little bottle of water and maybe some of his kibble, but we don't put a lot of weight on him because, you know, safety and stuff. For leashes, if Buddy is working, we either use a 1-foot leash. This one's from Leash Boss. This one, it's got to be a really short trip, like I'm walking up to a counter, dropping something off and leaving, or like really, really short trips, I use the 1-foot leash. And then the one I usually use is this black one from Active Dogs. It's activedogs.com, but I bought it on Amazon. It's like 6 feet or 6.5 feet. And it goes over the shoulder, so there's a bunch of different heights that you can choose from. And usually I clip it on one and then another one. And then I have the 1-foot-ish handhold to hold on to him. But also it goes up over my shoulder so I don't have to touch it. And it says service dog here. And the idea there is if I have to go up to a counter, sometimes they don't realize that I have a service dog with me. So it just calls out like, oh yeah, I have a service dog. Okay, it's time for a doggy fashion show. Buddy's gonna love this part. Hi, Happy. Wanna get dressed? All right, this one, super easy to put on. Come on. Good boy. And then just one clip. This one's so fast. A little bit small for his body, but I think that's nice. It's very, like, to the point. Are you proud? Yeah. It does have a D-ring here, but I never use the D-ring. Ooh, the stitching is reflective, too. I think. Anyway, I never use the D-ring on his harness. I work him with a flat collar and I attach the leash to his collar. I feel like it helps me communicate with him better. I'm able to give him a little bit more directional instruction than I can if I have it attached to the harness. Want a treat? It's so cute. Okay, good boy. So, that's that vest. There we go. Good sit. You ready? Let me turn you this way. So this one you have to put his arm through. Come here. Good boy. And then I take the clip and do this. Bink. This is a lot easier when I don't have a migraine because I know how to not have his fur in it. And then I put this guy up. And that's something to hold on to. And you can see why this would be like a super good place for me to put a patch. Stop being proud, hold on. This would be a really good place for a patch because it like faces forward to anybody who's looking at us straight on. Hi, Needy. So the cape hooks on with these little guys. And then there's a strap that goes under his tummy to hold it down. So this is the setup that we use the most. This is like 99% of the time. And then if we're outside, lately I've just been using this harness without the cape. And actually I keep this harness in my car. I keep this harness and cape in my car. And I keep his old vest at the house so that I can train with him in the house. This way, sit. Good boy. And then there's his back. I'm gonna pull you. And I will probably consider putting a matching patch. Hi. I'd probably consider putting a matching patch here if I ever end up putting one on the front. Because again, it's just another thing that people can see from behind us. Look how good he is. I just left the whole thing of treats open. And he didn't even try. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Oh yeah, usually after he worked, he goes to get a toy. Guys, he's behind the camera, he just got a toy. I was literally just telling you this. Anyway, I hope Migraine Jen did a good job. Thank you for watching our gear haul, even though it wasn't really a haul because we only have like 2 things. Welcome to all of our new subscribers, and if you're not a subscriber yet, Buddy will convince you with his charm. I did an Instagram poll on my stories, 100% said they wanted to see more Migraine Jen. And so, like, I'm just really glad that you guys enjoy the content that I'm putting out, especially the ones that are like this, where I'm a little bit more confused and you guys get to see the different levels of me, because at the end of the day, my channel, even though, yes, I want to entertain you guys and give you something to look forward to every week, it's also, like, meant to spread awareness about migraine disease and have you guys see some weird stuff and see how one person can have such different symptoms day to day. So I hope it did that, and I appreciate that you guys love Migraine Jen. Well, I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments. I really enjoy hearing from you. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week.